How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Bitcoin update. And as we can see, Bitcoin is attempting a bullish breakout, which could target 120k. I'm going to dive into this and explain why 120k is a target, but also why this breakout is not yet confirmed. So even though we can see Bitcoin is above this descending trend line, we haven't got the daily candle close just yet, and we're pumping into the weekend where the stock market shuts, and we just expect volatility to die down. So maybe we get rejected, and next week is the week we get new all-time highs, and 120k is just its first target out of this range created at the end of May. We started ranging for the past month or so, and with this, you've created a double bottom. Now, if you've tuned into these updates, I've been suggesting that while Bitcoin is above 100k, that I'm personally bullish, expecting new all-time highs. But as we pump into those resistances, we're not yet actually pulling through. We come back down into the support, but it maintains, and we have another go once again. Now there is this descending neckline, but there's also a horizontal one, and we're yet to break past that as well. Also, can you see this 109k level? This is the previous all-time high going back to January. So back in January, this was our new all-time high. We dumped down to roughly 74k and then had a move all the way back up to another new all-time high, 111, just sub 112. Came down to 100k as it was the 786 fib. If you remember my videos, I was saying this correction has all been about flipping this macro golden pocket here into support. So we've broken through it. That means we have these expectations of new all-time highs as long as that level holds. And over the past month, ranging in this area, there have been many moments where those potential targets are lost, especially on this move down, because on the way down, it did go sub 100k. Had it closed under, any move back up would just be resistance, and there would be continuation down to 94 to 95k. But Bitcoin was strong enough to maintain, show it 100k, showing its stability, giving a nice base for the future price discovery mode. And with that, formed this double bottom. We're now seeing a potential breakout, but I'm more concerned about a close through the January high. This has been acting as a layer of resistance, sending us back towards 100k to see if it holds. And again, while 100k holds, it will keep attempting to break out bullish. Now, the final layer of defense is this 109k area level, but let me give you a more specific zone. So I'm going to place my fibs, measuring this dump in its entirety from May, and we can see that actually there is a level slightly above 109k, and that's 110.3k, the 886 within this range. And just like on the more macro example, zooming out, on this micro example, we also want this area flipped into support. And there have been a few attempts with this move back up, failing to push through. And while maintaining the lows, we get given another chance. But as we're pumping into the weekend, could it be that we get rejected here? My main worry and concern, all that needs to hold again is a 100k, but a level above is 103. So while above this, I maintain bullish. Losing that is where I get concerned, of course, but currently price is above. Even if we get rejected here, the last low was 105k, so I'm just assuming that's going to hold and then just build up once again for continuation higher. Once we get a close through 110.3k, the immediate next target is 120. And with these new sets of fibs placed today, we can see that with acting as confluence with these larger sets of fibs over here. And those fibs go back to the January dump, which bottomed out in April. And that, again, calls for a minimal target of 120k. But these are the actual targets. You can also see this 103k level. Why is it so important? So this is actually a fib going back to the bear market, the last cycle's top, 2021. And for macro bull market continuation, we need to see this area flipped in support. So in January, we reached that area, rejected it, and now the last few months have been flipping that area in support. So the wave coming from this turning into support is going to be a monster wave. And I'm expecting Bitcoin out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern here to get to at least 160,000. But it could be that when we tap into 120k to 140k, there could be another dip similar to what we've just experienced before higher into 160k. That is it from me today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you want to get educated, use the links down below. I've got video calls, I've got a Discord community and an ebook. Check out the links down below to head over to the website.